влияет очень существенно. Сейчас, конечно, эпоха уже другая, но мы часто вспоминаем, что у России по-прежнему два союзника, армия и флот, но нужно добавлять воздушно-космические силы, безусловно. Но если мы...
This is my video update on this Sunday afternoon, November the 9th, coming to you from Larnaca, Cyprus. Let's talk about some news. And before we get started on some news topics for today, a quick update on the situation with Lavrov. Lavrov is back. He is back and he is speaking to reporters. The Netherlands-based Moscow Times was reporting that Lavrov was on the outs with Putin because he wasn't present at the Security Council meeting that happened a couple of days ago. Well, Lavrov, he was speaking to reporters the other day, and he said that the Russian Foreign Ministry was going to work on Putin's orders from that Security Council meeting that took place on November the 5th with regards to nuclear testing or preparing for nuclear tests. Lavrov said, as for the instruction of President Vladimir Putin at the meeting of the Security Council on November the 5th, it was accepted for execution and is in the works. The public will be informed about the results, the minister told reporters. So the Moscow Times is reporting about Lavrov and his relationship with Putin. It looks like that is false reporting. Shouldn't the Moscow Times, since it's based in the Netherlands, shouldn't it be called the Netherlands Times or the Amsterdam Times? Why is it called the Moscow Times? Anyway, the foreign minister of Hungary, Peter Szijjártó, he has responded to claims that the exemption for Hungary that Orbán got from President Trump as he was meeting him in the White House is not a one-year exemption. He is saying that the exemption is permanent and indefinite. He posted on X. Some media claim that the U.S. exemption granted to Hungary from sanctions on oil and gas is only for 1 year. Fake news. Those who write this were not in the room. The exemption is permanent for an indefinite period. CNN ran an article yesterday with the title, Trump grants Hungary 1 year exemption from Russian energy sanctions. CNN, fake news, fake news according to the foreign minister of Hungary. The exemption is permanent for an indefinite period. So, staying with CNN, they ran an article on Pokrovsk, and they hit all of the main script writer points when it comes to the Russian military capturing a city in the conflict in Ukraine, and they hit all those main points in the title, man. I mean, they hit it all. CNN has the title, Russian forces are poised to finally capture Pokrovsk. The strategic value of the Ukrainian city has disappeared. Its likely fall will be a symbolic victory for Putin that came at a heavy cost. Man, they hit every single point, man. Well done, CNN. Well done. Bravo. Bravo, CNN. They hit all of the script writer points, messaging, narratives when it comes to Russia capturing a city. The Russian Ministry of Defense will say that they liberated Pokrovsk. The collective West media will call it a capture of little strategic value, which took Putin a long time at a very, 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 very heavy cost, which is symbolic, right? Those are the main MSM script writing points. I actually posted this On X, strategic value lost, check. Symbolic win, check. Took Russia X time period, X long to capture the city, check. And at an incredibly high cost to Russia, check. Man, they hit it all, CNN. That is some good freaking title writing from the most trusted name in news. Russian forces are poised to finally capture CNN. Check, he got that one down. The strategic value of the Ukrainian city has disappeared. Check, you got that one down. Its likely fall will be symbolic. Check, victory for Putin. That came at a heavy cost. Check. Dang, man. Well done. Whoever constructed that title, give that guy a raise, man. Give that person a raise. So an Italian general, he has come out and said that NATO faces a strategic defeat in Ukraine. This is from Italian General Bertolini. Mr. Bertolini is saying that NATO faces a strategic defeat in Ukraine. Why? Why, General Bertolini, is this so? Is Ukraine part of the NATO alliance? Is it a member of NATO? No. No, it is not. Is NATO fighting in this conflict against Russia? You guys have been telling us for 4 years now that NATO is not a party to this war, that NATO is just helping Ukraine defend itself from unprovoked, full force Russian aggression. So why would it be a strategic defeat for NATO? Why? General Bertolini, please explain. The BBC is saying that desertions in the Ukraine military hit a record in October. Over 21,000 desertions for the Ukraine military in October. And they interviewed a Ukrainian parliament member, Igor Lutsenko, who actually said that, who's actually serving in the military as well, who told the BBC that the actual number is probably much higher than 21,000 desertions. But no need to worry, NATO, with regards to the conflict against Russia in Ukraine, because you will be getting Belgium troops and Swedish troops who will be crossing from a logistics hub being set up in Germany to go fight Russia. That is the plan, according to a German general, General Solifrank, Alexander Solifrank, not a general, sorry, a Lieutenant General Alexander Solifrank. He said that Germany is being set up as the transfer and logistics hub for an eventual conflict with Russia, and NATO will be able to deploy 800,000 troops via Germany to the front line, which I guess is going to be Ukraine, or what's left of Ukraine, in order to fight Russia. And the Belgium defense minister, the guy that said a couple of days ago that Moscow is going to be leveled, that NATO and that Belgium with NATO's backing is going to level Moscow. That guy, he is now telling 17-year-olds in Belgium to join the military. That's right. He is inviting 17-year-olds in Belgium to voluntarily join the military. 149,000 letters were sent out yesterday. All 17-year-olds in the country are being encouraged to learn about defense in general and the voluntary military service year in particular. Let's go, said Defense Minister Franken. He posted this on social media, along with photos of boxes filled with envelopes. 17-year-olds in Belgium join the military so that eventually you can fight Russia. The Prime Minister of Sweden, Mr. Ulf Kristersson, he is saying that the conflict with Russia is going to be long. He is telling everyone in Sweden to prepare for a very long conflict with Russia, and he said that Sweden is going to do whatever it takes to help NATO prepare and fight the conflict with Russia, or an eventual conflict with Russia. Sweden will help NATO prepare for this eventual smash. Does that say Brexit? Erexit. Hos erexit Larnica. Scorpus. Looked like it said Brexit 1895. That's not what it says. So that is what Kristersson said. I firmly believe Sweden, Estonia, and the EU must prepare for a long-term isolation of Russia, Kristersson said earlier this week after meeting with his Estonian counterpart, Kristen Michal, in Tallinn. It's a strong alliance that Sweden is forming with Estonia. Very, very strong alliance. There's one country that you want by your side in a military confrontation. It is Estonia. Estonia, and it's five soldiers. That's who you want by your side. Yeah, and they're going to surround Russia. Sweden and Estonia are going to isolate, to not surround, to isolate. They're going to isolate Russia. How are you going to do that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It sounds good, though, doesn't it? It sounds really good. We're going to isolate Russia. Oh, boy. So yesterday, there were widespread reports, video, images of a prolonged blackout in Kiev and all the other major cities in Ukraine. And this is a long blackout, and it does look like the energy infrastructure in Ukraine is in a very, very bad state. It's been severely damaged by the Russian strikes, and it is looking like it is going to be a very difficult winter in Ukraine. A lot of images and video on the blackouts in Ukraine, the prolonged blackouts in Ukraine. And it was Zelensky who just a couple of weeks ago, as everyone was talking about the Tomahawk missiles going to the Green Goblin, he was boasting about how he was going to create blackouts in Moscow. Anyway, the EU, they are presenting member states with a choice. They are giving EU member states a false binary. And this false binary is connected to the Russian frozen assets. And the choice that Ursula is giving EU member states is either you approve the seizure of the 140 billion in Russian frozen assets. I'm talking to you, Belgium. That is Ursula's message. I'm looking at you, Belgium. Or we are going to take out loans and share in the responsibility via Eurobonds. We're going to go into debt, and we are going to fund Ukraine as EU member states. And this means that EU member states are going to go into debt, and their economies are going to suffer. So that is the binary choice that Ursula is giving to EU members. Of course, there is a third choice in all of this, right? There is a third option. You could just not give any money to Project Ukraine, right? If you're an EU member state, you can just say, you know what? I'm not so hot on the idea of a reparations loan and seizing the Russian assets, and I'm not going to go into debt in order to give money to the Green Goblin. That's another option. But they're presenting it as a two-option binary choice. There is no third option. Either as member states, you go into debt and you give that money to the Green Goblin, or we steal the Russian assets, which would then trigger a financial meltdown, first in Belgium and Euroclear, and then it would spread across the European Union as foreign investors would slowly and then quickly pull out any money that they have in the European Union. So that is the warning, the threat that Ursula is giving out to member states. In the United States, we are getting news originating from Fox News that Brennan, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page are going to be subpoenaed, or they have been subpoenaed, and this is all part of a federal Russiagate probe. Law enforcement sources told Fox News Digital that up to 30 subpoenas related to the probe will be issued in the coming days. Russiagate. Brennan, Strzok, Page. Actually, it was Strzok that started Crossfire Hurricane, wasn't it? Yeah, and he was hooking up with Lisa Page. And he's the one that triggered Crossfire Hurricane. It was Peter Strzok. Lisa Page, I believe she quit the FBI in like 2017 or 2018. Peter Strzok was fired in 2018. And Brennan, nasty guy, that Brennan. He's in big trouble, man. He is in big trouble, Brennan. So that is big news. That is big news, and I hope that they move forward on the investigation into Russiagate. Trump posted on Truth Social the other day 2 photographs. One of FDR, 30-year mortgage is what it says, and another of President Trump, 50-year mortgage is what it says. And we are getting reports that Trump is looking into a 50-year mortgage. That is what his administration is working on, a 50-year mortgage. Federal Housing Finance Agency Director Bill Holt on Saturday said the Trump administration is working on a plan to introduce 50-year mortgage terms for home buyers. Thanks to President Trump, we are indeed working on the 50-year mortgage, a complete game changer, Holt wrote in a statement on the social platform X. It followed a Truth Social post by President Trump earlier in the day, where he shared a graphic juxtaposing an image of him next to one of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The administration that oversaw the New Deal established the 30-year mortgage standard to help citizens recover from the Great Depression. FDR, the administration that oversaw the New Deal, established the 30-year mortgage standard to help citizens recover from the Great Depression. That is why you had the 30-year mortgage, and now the Trump administration is thinking about a 50-year mortgage. A 50-year mortgage. It's a long time to be paying for a home. 50 years. Why not make it 1,000 years? I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. The goal should be to try and make it affordable for people to purchase homes, not to bump up the years of the mortgage. I don't know, just saying. They should be working on ways to make buying a home affordable, so you're not stuck in a 30-year or a 50-year mortgage. We got similar problems here in Cyprus as well. So let's do a clown world, and we can wrap up today's video update. Jolani is going to be meeting with Trump in the next couple of days, or maybe even today. I'm not quite sure when. But, all right. Very well. So, Jolani, the president of Syria, the one-time Al-Qaeda ISIS chief, he will be meeting with the president of the United States. That is pretty bad. He met with Putin as well. Pretty bad, very bad optics. But before his meeting with Trump, video is surfacing of Jolani, Al-Shara, Bizarro, Elensky shooting hoops with U.S. military, with military officials from CENTCOM. He is playing basketball with U.S. military. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. Just last year, the FBI or the CIA or whatever, they had a $10 million reward for Jolani because he was heading up ISIS and Al-Qaeda, which killed many U.S. military, right? Killed many people. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra. And now he's shooting hoops with U.S. military. And you know what makes the whole thing really bad? Is that Jolani has awful form. He does not know how to shoot a basketball, man. Awful form. Anyway, it's a clown world. It is a clown world. So I will end the video there. The Duran.locals.com. We're on X. We're on Rumble. We're on Telegram. Like this video. Share this channel. Subscribe. I will see everyone tomorrow. Take care.